nervous coming off a bye? Do you have to kind of be ready for some new wrinkles and things that might throw at you this week?
Yeah, I mean they're playing really well on defense, especially. That's what we look at, and anytime you have a bye, it can help you because you get a chance to heal up, a chance to really focus on that, and extra week to focus on an opponent. But that's we get 2 buys during the season as well coming up, and so it's you don't know the one thing they're very sound. They're a very good defensive football team. They're going to be who they are, but there's no question they could throw a little wrinkle in that we got to be ready for.
How have you guys handled pass rushes the last couple of weeks? Minnesota's got a good one too, but it seems like you guys have shored it up a little bit against Northwestern Division.
Yeah, I mean we work on it every day. We do a lot of pass rush situations in practice. When you can run the ball, sometimes that helps you with your pass rush and being balanced. The guys just don't know you're standing back there and throwing it every snap. Being able to run the ball in throwing situations helps. The running backs are very involved in our pass protection, and also having pass concepts where the ball can get out fast. And the quarterback, more importantly, can make quick decisions and know where to go with the ball. So there's a whole bunch of stuff involved, and the obvious is getting the offensive line continuing to improve, which they have been with their technique and their pass sets.
Reardon isn't your biggest back, but he's pretty tough between the tackles. What have you seen from him, and has anything about his sort of ascendance, surprised you so far?
Well, the fact that he's got the opportunity, I don't know if it was a surprise. He would show flashes in practice all the time about making a hard-nosed run here, making a play with his hands and blocking guys. But the consistency and his output in games has been great to see. I don't know if I'd say it's a surprise, but it's been great to see. He's never had the opportunity to do that. But I love the way he's playing. I mean, he's shown that he can make all the downhill between the tackles runs. He's gone the perimeter. He's done a great job. I think he had 100 yards receiving in the last game. So he's done a really good job catching the football, which allows us to do a lot of different things. And then his pass protection. He does a good job of stepping up, and he's not afraid to take on a linebacker and knows who he's blocking. So he's really playing as a complete back, because I know the fans see him running the ball, but you got to be able to pass protect. You got to be able to catch the ball. And so he's done a really good job of that stuff, and he's playing really consistent for us. I'm proud of him.
With Teddy's injury, are you eased by the fact that Bryce has been out there before?
Yeah.
Has some experiences, and how have you seen him respond? I guess since being demoted now.
Sure, yeah. I mean, he kept competing, and anytime you respond to a position change, it says a lot about who you are as a person. And from what I saw, he just practiced harder, kept competing, and knowing that that's not the depth chart is etched in sand that keeps changing, and the players kind of control that. But he did a good job, when he came in the game. So, and the fact that he has, a year and a half of starting experience, that helps from a depth standpoint, and helps our confidence, but helps his confidence as well, which is more important than our confidence.
You guys have scored a couple of times right before halftime, failed a couple of times in 2-minute situations late in the game. What goes into being a really good team when the clock is working against you?
Yeah, you got to practice and rehearse it, and then we do that all the time, a couple times a week. And so I think the more you practice, the better you get. And you also got to have where your players feel confident in that situation by having a little bit of success, and then having concepts, run and pass concepts, specific to those situations, that your players know what to do, that your quarterback knows the reads, and we can execute. So it's a combination of, as coaches, trying to put them in the best plan of plays that we think are going to work versus the 2-minute situation we're going to have, and then the players having confidence enough to execute it by practice and repetition over and over and over again.
Given the threat that they are downfield, why weren't Betts and Manning on the field at the end of the game?
Betts and
Betts and Manning, why were they not out there?
Well, we feel pretty good. Betts got a little banged up. We think he's going to be healthy this week. He's practiced. We think he's going to be good this week. Omar was. It was just kind of the rotation, because we feel the other guys. I know Omar made a good catch early on, a big one down the field. As the game went on, it was kind of the guys that were hot. As far as like deep threats, I think Levi has proven he can make plays down the field. So is Oliver Martin. So as an offense, it gives us a lot of weapons, and it's kind of based on just who's the freshest, who was maybe in the previous drive, and just kind of keep guys fresh of actually who's in the football game. But we have confidence in all those guys.
On that fourth down play, you guys moved really fast. Like you got up to the line and you snapped, I think, the 23 on the play clock. Was it not clear? Like, was it unclear to you guys whether they stopped the clock or the clock kept moving? And did you guys feel like maybe you went too fast on that play and there was maybe more time?
Yeah, no, because you're talking about the fourth down play.
Fourth down.
Yeah, we knew we had time, but we wanted to throw the ball downfield, and we have some tempo plays. What a tempo play is something where it's like an abbreviated signal. The guys line up fast, everyone should know what they're doing, and we snap it and go. Because again, we wanted to hit a pass but have time for maybe 2 more plays, And so that was our thinking. We knew we had time, but we wanted to get on the ball as fast as we can, so we'd have more plays, to get in scoring range. And to be honest, that play we could have executed a little bit better, but we had what we wanted. We had a one-on-one, and they played cover 0 on us, and if you'd asked me, hey, they're going to play cover 0, I might have had maybe an inside breaking route. But if you had told me you're going to play 4th and 10, cover 0, and we get one-on-one matchups, that would have been at the top of my list. We just didn't execute it like we need to execute it.
Where could the execution have improved on that play?
Just kind of the timing. The timing, we could have a little bit of protection, but the timing of the 2 receivers running the route, the way we do that, the one guy went a little bit faster than the other. They're supposed to kind of be in a split. If they were a little bit tighter, we would have had better leverage on the outside route. But it was kind of just a combination of split, a little more time, so Adrian could have made maybe a little more catchable ball. But it was really the split of the receivers and just their initial angles. If they would have ran better initial angles, I think we would have had a step on their nickel, and that could have been a big play.
Scott talked about sort of scheming up a couple of things in the adjustments you made at halftime that unlocked some of your production in the second half. I'm curious, with Ryan in the box, do you feel like you found a good flow there in terms of seeing what's happening, calling the game, making adjustments?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's, I think Coach Hell's done a good job. I think, being 2 years into this system and everyone just being more comfortable around each other, because it's not just Coach Verduzco gives great input on the sidelines. Coach Austin gives great input in the run game. It's sometimes there's one voice where that actual play comes out, but there's a lot of input before that play comes out. And so everyone's really involved as an offensive staff in the adjustments and what's going on for the next play, especially when we're on defense. And I think that's one of those things when we're on defense and just our communication process, it's improved. I've been here for 2 years and just, guys kind of seeing how everybody thinks. Part of it's the system that you have in place. Guys feeling good about the play and they know why we're running this play and everyone being on the same page, and that gets better over time. So I think it's more of a, just gets better over time. But really everybody, everyone's on that headset. So I can't tell you how grateful I am that we got a great offensive staff that gives a lot of input, that knows exactly what we're doing. And each coach on the offensive staff had a major suggestion that helped us in that football game.
We've seen now in several games, especially against better defenses, that you guys have come out in the third quarter and kind of shown something that they clearly didn't expect. Oklahoma, Michigan State. Are you guys kind of holding plays back, holding your powder so that maybe you can hit it at a certain time, or can you walk through just how you guys view the third quarter and what you guys are trying to get done?
Yeah, you'll go into a game with anywhere from 55 to 75 plays in a given game, and a lot of those plays are specific to the situation. So sometimes a situation comes up, like the one play where we hit Levi for a touchdown. That was a specific red zone situation where we had a tendency of the coverage they were going to be in, and we felt pretty good about it. And so when that situation comes up, then it's just reacting and knowing, hey, that's the situation. This is the play we practice. Call it. But you can't call that play until you get that situation, because it's designed for that situation. So I think part of it, we don't try to hold we want to call our best plays in the first drive, and we want to call our best stuff first. For example, the third down that we hit to Omar, the 4th and 5. going into the game, I thought that was going to be our best fourth down. I wasn't going to hold that back. I mean, the first fourth down or third medium, that play was coming up, and we hit it. So that's kind of an example of you don't want to, at the end of the game, say, hey, I wish we would have called this. Okay, we don't want to have those situations. But in saying that, there's some plays, like some of the plays we hit in the red zone, that are specific to that situation. Like a 3rd and 10 comes up at the 10. Well, at the 10-yard line going in, we have a specific play for that situation. And then and some of it comes into adjustments, like, hey, they're doing this. Hey, to this formation, they're doing this. It's time for this play. And there is some, too, is we want to call some plays early on to see, hey, how they're playing this formation. Okay, how are they playing this formation, which lets us, say, okay, this one might work or this one might not work. So it's not a simple answer. It's a good question. It's not a simple answer. It's just it's situation specific. You still want to call your best stuff first, but then also have stuff in your on your play sheet that, hey, if they're doing this, we can go to this, and that's kind of where the adjustments come in hand.